Hi. Hello, weirdos. How are y'all doing? Y'all doing fine? Lots of people in the chat already. Hi, Diaper Pal. Hi, McBluff. I just posted your package, McBluff. So, yeah. Got some Bayou goodness on the way to you. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I kind of forgot the time because daylight savings, you know? There we go. Gonna try and stop shaking that camera out. There we go. So I apparently daylight savings will have them in Sweden and in the US, but apparently they don't match up. So, like, Sweden adjusted it 1 hour now, and the US is like in a week or something. So yeah, brilliant. Not even the same week, no. I wish they just stopped that whole thing. But yeah, today we are going to be trying to finish these sweet reef dwellers, the dwellers of the reefs. Ours is this upcoming Sunday. Yeah, okay, cool. And I mean, I've built a little bit on the base for their queen. Doing this with like milliput or something would be cheaper, but I've done it with green stuff, just doing some cliffs. Yeah, it's cool with the Rotten Harvest voting. Gonna be so excited to see all those submissions. I also bought this cutie for myself. For my Yitza crew. So cute. Look at that little face, that little skull. I guess skulls aren't technically faces. You got almost these cute little arms, sort of sludge arms. Just love this model. Just want to pet it, you know. What I would name it? Goober. Or maybe like Theo. Theo is good, right? Yeah, Theo the grave goo. Grave goo is best goo. Hashtag. Maybe not a great hashtag. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. So let's. When we left off last time, I was working on highlighting the whatchamacallit, the seaweed clothing. I did that with Citadel Dark Reaper, and I mixed in, like, I think I used a different color in an earlier miniature, like, but it matches up pretty well. Like, I was thinking on the Queen. I think the first one I mixed in Celestra Grey, and now I mixed in Grey Seer from Citadel, and I think that's, like, they're gonna look pretty similar. I think maybe Theo is in my mind after, like, as a name after watching the latest You season. So yeah, I guess that Grey Goo is named after that character. Goober works too. So I'm just gonna mix Dark Reaper with the, well, mostly, rather, I'd say I'm putting a little bit of Dark Reaper into mostly Grey Seer to start building up those highlights. I want the seaweed to be a pretty neutral color, like a kind of cold, unsettling, dingy gray, to complement rather than fight for attention with the purple and reds, you know, of the skin. So you got a little bit of green in this gray, which kind of complements the red and purple pretty well, I think. I think when choosing a color scheme, like, you can go bananas with lots of different colors, like saturated or primary colors, but I'm going for something a little bit, like, I want these to be colorful, though controlled, if that makes any sense. So if you want that, then it's always a good idea to have some grays and browns in there. So any of you have a submission in the works for the Rotten Harvest? I got a little thick, maybe. I bought an airbrush, actually. I haven't tried it yet, but I bought my first airbrush, and an Iwata. And I just picked it up in the mail around lunchtime here in Sweden. And I'm excited to try it out. hope to not do too many rookie mistakes. And I think the airbrush is going to help out with me painting the gray goo and probably the tide color too. With the gray goo, I'm thinking of doing a like that might not be painted on screen, but I'm thinking of base coating it purple or magenta, and then building a orange on top of that. So I want it to be orange, but I want to try and get like some magenta or purple shadows to contrast with that. I've seen some other artists do similar things, and it can look really cool. Because I kind of want a pretty autumny feel to my Edsa, so I'm going with orange. Did a very autumny Anya crew, which I need to probably photograph and share pictures of. Do not, unfortunately, my artistic press usually expands just to 2D and some prop art, but I can't wait to see the dioramas. Yeah, dioramas. I love them too. I haven't done that many. I did a couple for Iron Painter a whole bunch of years back. They're really nice to do. I like I almost only paint miniatures that, well, if you don't count commissions, I almost only paint miniatures that I'm gonna game with. But when I was doing dioramas for Iron Painter, I magnetized the miniatures. So I could, I guess a lot of people probably do that. Brush licking has already commenced. Sorry, just had to type a little message there. To inform my partner of my little mistake with daylight savings. I really think daylight savings do more harm than good. But the the Rotten Harvest painting submissions, are they up? Did I miss that? Like, I didn't make any submissions myself. Arizona in the US flat refuses to participate in daylight. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I wish we could just skip that bullshit. Preparing the entries, cool. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool to see them. It's usually a whole bunch of stuff that blows me away. I think I entered in the last Rotten Harvest. I think that was it, with a Carver and a Ring Wraith. Didn't go too well for me, but it's nice joining it. I didn't know a Salon Carver that actually T-bonus could have been better, and the basing could perhaps have been more interesting. I rarely actually paint for competitions. Like, sure, I'll enter for painting prizes at Malifaux tournaments and such, but rarely do I compete in painting competitions. I don't know, I just don't really have the drive for it. But it can be really fun. I think maybe I personally get more joy from painting if I don't have like winning as a goal. And you probably don't have to have that as a goal either way. Like the painting, like the Rotten Harvest and such, they're very good opportunities to just get inspired and try and do something you wouldn't normally do. So, like, I'm not saying they're a bad thing, they're very good. And the results, I always like looking at them and being inspired. Understandable. Yeah, thanks, McLove. We're all different like that. Like in the actual Malifaux game, I'm pretty competitive. I hope I'm a nice person to play against too, but I like to compete. And you have 75 millimeters on your model. Yeah, looks really awesome. Rael is very good. And that Sonia miniature is really cool. I love it. I'm very nostalgic when it comes to Sonia because she was, I think I mentioned that before, she was the first monster I tried, like in the demo I got back in first edition. No, her gameplay isn't really my cup of tea, I've come to realize, but I always thought she was pretty cool. And a little scary. She's basically an inquisitor, kind of scary witch hunter type. It's gonna be cool painting those. I probably want that Sonia miniature. It's really fun that Wyrd are making large scale Malifaux minis, and that Sonia one is the one I'm buying. For sure. Final little highlight with gray sear, and then we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna paint the eyes, I'm thinking. maybe, yeah, I think I went a little brighter on that one. So I'll just go back and do a few little tiny less than these two. This one, I mean. And here. Cool. Kind of liking the color scheme here. So, fins, huh? Let's go for some cobalt green. Paint the fins. This paintbrush has been lovely, but it is losing its tip a wee little bit. So I might have to get a new one. I really like these Raphael 8404s. I got a new army painter one. It's a little reinforcement. They're not as high quality, but thing is, with the army painter ones, they're so thin. The tip looks better now, but that's because this one's older. Like the army painter, they don't hold that much paint, or at least not the character brush that I got here. So you have to get more paint in the brush so often, which is a little annoying. I really like that the Raphael brushes have like a bigger body to hold more paint. Want to become famous? Yeah, sure, but no. So, you guys painting anything cool right now? Or you just really tired after the weekend? You that Halloween Maleficent sketch? Hey, show us. That'd be really nice to see. I'd love to see that. And how was everyone's Halloween? I had that board game night, and we played Mansions of Madness and tried to prevent a cosmic horror of sorts, like some strange demonic tree, to get loose upon the world, and we failed. One turned insane, one died, and I lived, but we lost. So, but it was a lot of fun. What a Dullahan would look like in the fake keyword. What's a Dullahan? I am not familiar with that. So I'm painting cobalt green here on the fins, leaving thin lines of purple as a shadow. Celtic Headless Horseman. Oh, cool. Yeah. That'd be a really cool hooded rider thing. The Headless Horseman. The not so hooded rider, I guess. Could still have a hood. The hooded Headless Rider. We also played a little bit of Skull. Skull's are Halloweeny themed, I guess. In a way, it's a very Skull is such a good game, so easy to learn and just always a laugh. I know you play that. It's a bluff game basically, and if you get tired of it, you could just use the accessories as coasters because they just look like really nice coasters. It's just a little funny. On Thursday, I'm going to my second Malifaux tournament of the year, unless you count the Swedish Malifaux Vassal League. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Skull is really fun, yeah. Actually, if you want to, you can play Skull with a Fate deck. Just a deck of cards. If you got a deck of cards, you can play Skull. You don't actually even have to buy the game. So yeah, I'm going to a little tournament on Thursday and going there with some friends in Linköping in Sweden, and it's probably going to be a blast. So it will be my second Explorer Society tournament. Managed to win the first one. It was only a small 8-player tournament, but still fun. Winning tends to be pretty fun. McBluff says, I had out Kenny with my dad and dressed as a part of Halloween. There were a good few preteens, younger teens this year. It was nice because I'm just a few years older, so I knew the references for their costumes and got complimented on my own. Cool. What was your... Wait. I think maybe you said last time what your costume was? I am forgetful. I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The pools didn't... Like, I really like playing Anya, but none of the pools stood out to me as an Anya pool, so that's a little bit of a shame, but a pirate costume, oh, it's a good one. So how many Squid Game costumes did you see? Seems to be a pretty huge thing now. None. Okay. Trying overbrushing at these back fins to save some time. Works pretty well. Still get some purple in recesses. Let's see. Shading with a different color can be really fun. Like we got purple gray skin with red shadows here and there, and this green teal color for the fins with purple shadows. Which can look pretty cool. If you haven't tried that, I'd recommend it. Just shading with a contrasting color. Oops, I had paint on the brush a little long there, so it just dried. Rub it off. It's not good for the brush, but oopsie. Always got like Dexter in the background when I'm working, not when I'm streaming, but when I'm working now, lately. Like watching through the whole series again. So nostalgic. Pretty hyped for the new season coming up. And I've been watching so much that I get the melodies in my head just playing my loop. I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe not. There we go. Oops. Got a little bit on the back side there. Try and carefully scrape it off from its back. I didn't want green there. Didn't really work. Oh well. I'm gonna have to paint over it with a little bit of purple. Go. Right, they have fins, kind of. Webbing, I guess, maybe the correct term would be. Not armpit fins. If this was a podcast, armpit fins would be the title for this episode. It's like obligatory with podcasts, right? You gotta have a silly episode name. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. And the sibling. Oh, apparently I didn't paint the fins of the sibling in purple. I think I'm going to do that first. To get that cold shade. Purple is, of course, but I think teal also feels like a pretty never-borny color. I just feel like they look pretty good, and I guess any color, but in colors that look a little otherworldly or like not the usual ones, a little dreamy, you know. I guess just to me, purple and turquoise or teal just feel like kind of dreamy colors. Guess you could kind of paint everything in anything, but yeah. Purple, 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 purple. I don't know why I only painted the fence of the other one purple. I think maybe just a mistake. Glad you think it makes sense. It means I'm not just speaking gibberish. Which kind of would be fitting though, since I'm painting gibbering hordes. / Neverborn. There we go. Purple, done. Return with bread and candy. Nice. Oh, I wish I had candy too. Chocolate at least. That's my type of candy. And teal. All sorts of awesomeness for autumn harvest. That sounds very promising, Kim. Nice. Very promising indeed. I just dropped my model. Painting is hard, y'all. I can be a little clumsy. I haven't figured that out yet. I think it runs in the blood from my mom's side. Love you, Mom. Yeah, when will the awesomeness be available for being awed by? When can we see the awesomeness? Using human hands is hard. I don't know how all the humans do it. Yeah, it's really difficult. Like I keep breaking things, dropping things. Yeah. Well, I guess I got some pretty good hand coordination. Maybe I'm just careless. Polls should open tomorrow. Okay, cool. Cool. Polls tomorrow. Again, just leaving little purple shadows. One day, maybe. right? And go to the upper areas. There we go. Making a weird place post. Trying to lure people in. Scary claws. It'd be so much fun painting the little Terratot counts as models, the little reeflings. Although they're so small, we might have to zoom in. We'll see. They're so cute though. Reeflings. My little reefling. Still really want to find some time and give my Yents a proper paint job. They're still pretty speed painted. Like, I'm really gonna go back and improve things a lot. Juggling work, a social life, hobby. Sometimes it's hard, yo. Oh. That the mohawk fin. So thanks, Nathan. Nice seeing you here. Yeah, I think they're looking pretty cool. Oh, glad you like my nails. Painted them orange for Halloween. I didn't dress up, but I had a Halloweeny t-shirt and some orange nails and orange eyeshadow at least. Get into that festive spirit. Oh God, why am I so clumsy? Just painted a little bit of purple now on the head here. And I said purple, I meant teal. Sometimes I just say one thing and mean the other, but we'll manage. Yeah. And there we go. How do they look beside Big Mama? Pretty good, I'm thinking, probably. Yeah. Take care, McBluff. Or Nathan, sorry. Purple eyeshadow is not bad. Not at all. Okay, so thanks, McBluff. That's nice to hear. Going with a little bit of Sybarite green now, but mixing in a little bit of that Carbolite green. With it for highlighting. Just a tiny bit of Carbolite green. Trying to pick out these segments, little lines in the fins. Just a little bit more caffeine. To keep the spirits up. Oh, cool. I'd love to see that. Saw that Marcus video and it was cool. The little Marcus animation. It's cool for sure. Lydia's is one of your favorites. I had an old metal crew actually, but I had to let it go to free up more space for new minis. I don't normally sell minis a lot, but sometimes I feel like I have to. So what does PMV stand for? I'm thinking M, music, V, video. Picture music video. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Do you have a favorite? I think Molly might be one. Might be my favorite. Flora wise, I really love McMorning though. Neverborn stories are always a lot of fun as well. Archie's my favorite. Good one. Archie is such a sweetie. I love Archie. Yeah, Molly and McMorning are just really lovely, funny, sometimes twisted, but they got a lot of warmth there amongst all those cold bodies. I'm not sure if McMorning could be said to have warmth, but he's very charming, like funny, whimsical. A little bit of madness can be a little charming, right? Archie appreciation zone, for sure, for sure. Archie's such a sweetie. Actually, maybe the hands. Yeah, we're gonna leave that in between hand webbing purple, I think. I think so. Between the thumb and fingers. Flo says, McMornings is somewhat of a tragic one, I think. I didn't really know about Malifaux until last year, but I went back and tried to read a good deal of lore from older editions. The Doctor seemed to have a good intention, or at least not entirely nefarious ones at first, but his mind got all twisted. His ultimatum moment was a great story point. The ultimatum, that when when he's starting to get found out for whom he really is. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Bram's Cauldron, right? Yeah. Yeah, that sequence where he's all stressed out, wiping his face, and he doesn't know he's got scalpels slicing his face. That's that's stressful, funny, and dark for the reader too. Guess good intentions work with the whole Frankenstein thing. Although it's probably not entirely based on Frankenstein, but like a little bit more twisted, right? Stop and say excellent work, job with the fish people so far. Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Mitch. How are you doing? Not trying to fish for compliments here, but they're nice to hear. Nice that my work is appreciated. Doing pretty good, just hanging out today, lamenting my latest experiment with the pale Ryler. Went a bit overboard with the dry pigments on the base. Oh. Well, maybe you can like base over that or something. Just work through it. I haven't done a lot with pigments, so I'm not sure, but maybe you can just redo it. It's always frustrating when things don't turn out the way we want them to. The Pale Rider, such a cool model, such an amazing model as well in the game. I'm gonna paint mine. Only got the Dead and Mechanical Riders painted up. Feeling like they're getting to a decent point, but a few more things to. That's nice. I'm glad you're happy with the paint job. What are you playing Guild? I tried out the Nelly title recently. It's really cool. I lost, but I learned a lot of mean stuff you can do. One of your favorite models? Yeah, fair. It's nice. I got the old metal Pale Rider. I kind of like them both. But the new one has a much more dynamic, cool pose, of course. Very imposing pose. Outcast. Oh, Levy 2. Nice. Yeah, that whole rider crew thing is cool. I think pretty scary in the right pools. Pretty good in turf war, probably. Maybe corrupted ley lines. Might struggle a little bit in symbols of authority, perhaps. I'm not sure. I might struggle a little bit in break the line. I think they're probably good in turf war and ley lines. You got all the riders? I think Pale and Dead are perhaps the ones or at least I'd be most eager to put in a crew first. Depends what you want to do, of course, but nice. That was a good choice for the first one to paint. Really cool model. For the Dead Rider, I kind of prefer the old one. But they're all nice. Oh, nice. Thanks. Glad you dropped by. Have a good lunchtime. And trying to work this in here. Brahm's cauldron. Was Brahm a character? Because it's the cauldron that the Domodors provided, I think. Is Brahm maybe a Domodor? I don't remember. Domodore. And almost done with this step. That's probably pretty much it. And I'm gonna go over it a little bit more quickly with some pure bright green. In like the middle or the most prominent areas, these fins, like the ones that would catch the most light. From what I'm reasoning. Had a little bit of a tummy rumble there. Don't know if it picked up on that, the microphone. I did eat. Tommy's just talking. Hi, kitty. How are you? No answer. Rude. I think my cat thinks I'm weird when I'm sitting here talking to myself, from what she can hear. Who can blame her? So normally I don't stream on Mondays, but we did a little swapsy. It was which was very kind of Ben, because I had to do a swap to be able to play in the tournament on Thursday. Gotta get that geek on. So Ben will be painting my Thursday slot instead. Me being clumsy again. Daylight savings did swoop in to mark things about. It didn't really, it's not really an issue though, like, or it wouldn't have been, but like, it's not a big deal. Still worked well for me. And if not today, I'd probably make that mistake tomorrow. My regularly scheduled stream, so usually I think about that kind of stuff, but I didn't realize that. Yeah, well, it is what it is. No biggie. Think of all the daylight we saved, you know? We saved that daylight. The saviors of daylight. It's a magical order. That's nice to be prepared. Daylight savings are stupid. In my opinion. They mean well, I guess. Or meant. Kind of feels like one of those things that everyone kind of wants to get rid of, but it's never a priority to change. But I'm guessing here, so I don't know. Don't really know what I'm talking about. Highlighting across these ridges. Yeah, and the other one. And then after this, I'm going to do a little Gauss Blaster green highlight. And then maybe see if we can do some, like put some red or orange in there to get some. Wait, did I already do this on this one? I did, right? Yeah. I think. Forgetful Elinore strikes again. Just look over it a little bit. Gauss Blaster green next. Anyone in the chat working on something cool? Not saying that daylight savings isn't cool, but anyone else working on something cool? I wouldn't mind hearing about it. So I'm placing these highlights to try and give it kind of shiny finish. I'm thinking it would be quite reflective, you know. Also helps make it pop. Really stand out. Placing them at the tip of these fins. And sometimes doing little dots to suggest like a little bit of a rugged look, like these. The siblings have seen some fighting, you know. That's what I'm thinking. Pretty much horror people, right? Not exactly Disney here. More like something Geralt would fight against in The Witcher, I'm thinking. Oh, Geralt. And here in front, these fins are kind of like pointing downwards. So I'm just placing this highlight right in the middle. Ear fins. Fins that go where you thought they would have ears. Pretty sure fish do have ears though, but you know what I mean. Here we go, animal facts from Animal Wanderings. Be little highlights in the tips here. That looks pretty cool. Kind of pops. Very nice Delphi colors, right? If you played Warcraft. Just realized they do look pretty nice Delphi. The scheme I made for them. Which is not a bad thing. It's a very mystical, magical color scheme. In my opinion. That's way too thick. Ugh. Maybe we want to place a highlight or two there. Yeah, sure. Tips of these fins. And the tips of the back fins. This could be the last highlight on the fins. Although if we wanted to, I guess we could do like a tiny pure white highlight in some areas if we want to. Do we want to? I don't know. Not sure. Could just leave that for now. That fin has a little bit of a dark spot there. There we go. Missed highlighting there. Yeah, there's quite a bit of contrast between my nails and the Reef Dweller for sure. True. Thanks. Afraid my nails won't always be there for them, you know, but if it's a thing of beauty now, that's nice. Nothing is forever, you know. But speaking about orange nails, I'm thinking we'll paint some orange eyes. So I'm gonna start off by painting in a dot of Mephiston red, the eye socket. Citadel. The red that is not the eye sockets. The My, what beautiful round eyes you have, Mr. Reef Dweller. Then when that is dry, we'll add some orange. But for now, I'm thinking maybe pick out some teeth here that I think I might have missed or overpainted. Maybe I just never got around to the teeth. I'm really liking where these are going, actually. Trying to put a little bit of a Wild Rider red dot here in the middle of the red. The Wild Rider red is pretty orange. I'd call it an orange. Maybe I covered up too much of the red with the orange, but what you're gonna do, and let's do a little bit of yellow. There we go. I'm gonna try and put a tiny dot of yellow there. Oh God. Ah! Come on. Yeah, it's hard, kitty. Trying my best here, but it's difficult. Oh. They're tiny. Hold still now, miss. There we go. Such a good fish. Oh, yeah. And the brother. Just hold still. There we go. Spooky eyes. Reef Dweller siblings. I'm thinking suddenly got this little itch on my hand. There we go. So I'm thinking we'll pick out the claws in hey, where'd you go? Well, we could do them in, yeah, there it is. Too many paints there. Use empty bone, I'm thinking. Could just do them black or gray, but thinking I'm picking them up with a little bit of a warm bone color. Looks pretty similar to the paint on the knuckles, but there is a little bit of a difference. Ugh, this paint doesn't taste very good at all. I cannot recommend Ushabti Bone. Yuck. Disgusting paint. Maybe it's made out of old bones. So Ushabti Bone is not the paint that tastes better. Ugh. Well, hi, Octabit Mitch. How are you doing? We just figured out that Ushabti Bone does not taste very well. Not at all. Been painting for years and I could never eat paint. Well, they might tell you you shouldn't. Just have this habit of ramming the bristles into my mouth to wetten it at times. To wetten it. Yeah, welcome back in your new form. Why did I do that? Don't put bone color there. There we go. You are forgiven. You can never join the Society of Brush Lickers, but you're forgiven. So that's something. I'm gonna paint their little skirt belts or whatever, ropes, bands, thingies. I'm gonna paint them, base coating them Corvus black. I think I'm gonna go mix in a little bit of blue. Or just go for a blue highlight, actually. Thanks for the like, Linus. Yeah, let's go for... Hey, where'd you go? There. My crack blue. So highlight for that. And I'm gonna highlight all these little dots. This string. Anyone gotten any games in during the weekend? Crag Blue on the other fella? I'm gonna start painting those all enamels. No brush licking for me. Hi, Tombanyovt. Sorry. Yeah, no, you should probably not lick your brush when painting with enamels. That's really, really bad. I actually don't remember what it smells like. What are you saying, Kitty? Am I boring? And a little bit of Calgar Blue for a final highlight, probably. Hey, I'm sure there were acrylic paints. Or when did acrylic paints get invented? Realize I don't know. Late 70s. Now I'm curious when acrylic paints were invented. Anyone want to Google? Hi, Salty Sea Bass. Nice seeing you here. So how are you guys? Yeah, let's do a little highlight with a little bit of bleached bone too. I said bleached bone, huh? That's an old paint. I meant Ushapti bone. Coat Arms line Citadel was one of the first acrylics specifically for miniature painting. Yeah, but I'm thinking like you don't have to use miniature painting paints for them. So I'm gonna have to Google this myself. Yeah, Googling it. First developed in 1934, but used in 40s and widely used by artists since the 60s. Yeah, apparently developed in 34. So I guess you didn't really have to use enamel paints for miniatures, really. But for all you who did, it's cool. It's cool that you did. just didn't know better. Guess it was a standard. I think I started painting in 1999 or something. (2015). Yeah, that's cool. God, I've been painting for a long time. There were some years where I didn't really paint anything, though. Pretty much. Maybe a little bit of shadow here. Yeah. Like a little. That looks pretty good, I think. So I'm thinking I'll bring out a little bit of corn red. Started in 2011, but tried seriously painting around 2019. Nice. It's a wonderful hobby. Just so relaxing. Well, mostly. Like I want to do a little bit of, I want to glaze in some reds and some areas here. But this is actually not really a glaze. This is thicker. Is this a bad idea? Like I want almost a little mottled red. Like some sort of cool color shift. Dark red. What I'm trying to go for. Yeah, I'm trying to like if we look at this one, if you look at, like, it doesn't show up entirely in the camera, but if you look at the fish, got a little bit of red there in between the green and the blue-gray. It's a little more saturated in real life. So thinking maybe I'd go like I want some interesting color variations. Thinking like fish are often colored in very cool, interesting ways. So I want to do a little bit of that. Thanks. What? Dropped my paintbrush. Like we said earlier, hands are hard. They're difficult to use. So a little bit about like mottled red, those spots. It looks kind of cool. We'll see. It might not do it in both of them. Just add some interest. And also dark red is a little sinister, you know? A little bit like on the underside here. So what's everyone's favorite subject to paint? You like painting like humanoids? You like painting humans, elves, monsters, robots, undead, or living impaired, aliens, ghosts? What do y'all like to paint? Making some of these spots a little brighter by painting over them once again, making the red a little bit more saturated. Pumpkins. Aw, that's a good answer. Just like painting pumpkins, you know? Sweet. This step is gonna show up better when I take photos of the miniatures, I think. It's not super noticeable right now. But I used to hate painting. Wait, I want to find a squonk miniature. I've decided to start painting one. What's a squonk? I learned so much in these streams. Like, how is a squonk? Octobit says, used to hate painting humans because of skin tones, but after seeing them and really learning it, I've been really enjoying painting skin tones. Nice. Yeah, I think skin tones challenging, but also really fun. I painted Harata a few streams ago, and realized kind of painted his skin a bit dark. So we'll see if I go back and brighten that up a bit. Doesn't really look all that Maori, maybe. I don't know. An American cryptid. Hey, cryptids, are those like I think those are in Disco Elysium, cryptids. Like fabled creatures that supposedly exist, but like Yeti or Mothman. Okay, yeah, short version. Skunk is wrinkly, ugly creature that cries constantly and doesn't want anyone to see it. It will turn into a puddle of tears if cornered. Sounds like something a lot of people could identify with. A squonk, huh? What a cutie. What a cutie. Poor guy. Doesn't look like it's having a good time at all. So why don't we have a squonk in Malfoy then? Got a jackalope. Got Yeti, sorta. Or no, maybe we don't. Do we? Well, we got Wendigo. Poor fella, yeah. I'm thinking that squonk looks like a Susan. No offense to all the Susans out there, but it looks like it's a Susan to me. Snowstorm is pretty Yeti-like, yeah, true. Yeah, but Blessed is based on the Wendigo, I think. Pretty sure. Obviously, we have a creature called the Wendigo in Malfoy 2, which is a little confusing. But hey. Actually, can we have like a 5-minute break? I gotta go feed the little squonk. cat didn't eat me. She does nibble at times. Sometimes she actually also tries to clean my hair. Just wash it, you know? It's very cute of her. It's a little strange. A cat's a shape changer? Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, maybe you'll never know. A live session for school. What kind of live session? What are you studying / teaching? Yeah, welcome back. And thanks. World Civ. Cool. Sounds fun. Yeah, how are you doing? Almost done painting these, actually. Gotta stay in the camera, right? Oopsie. Just continuing painting these little dots and spots of red to create some visual interest. Not that they weren't looking interesting before, but it's a nice little experiment I'm doing with these. I think it looks kind of cool. I actually never faced Nekima, the master. Would be fun though. Both to play and face. Yeah, it's a lovely model. Red dots, red dots. Once or twice. Super complicated. Just go. Yeah, like not super complicated, but it seems like there's probably like you gotta be a little smart there. Growing, tossing corpses for the others to feed at. Like I'm thinking there's probably a bit of nuance to the placement and maneuvering and when you want to go in and when you want to wait, etc. But yeah, very good crew if you want to be just relentless or like hyper aggressive too, of course. Like I really enjoyed playing Lilith in second edition. So when Lilith took a nap, I guess I was a little like, disappointed because I thought Lilith's playstyle was cooler. But hey, I think Makima is probably pretty fun too. But yeah, positioning. And they took away her butterfly jump. Poor mama. She liked that butterfly jump. I've heard. Butterfly jump is ridiculously good. It seemed a bit good. At least Neverborn get to have butterfly jump stuff with Marcus. It's a lot of fun. Butterfly jumping flying Cerberuses just make me smile. Oh god! Sorry. I do sneeze quite loudly. Oh god. Hi, PJ. God. Bless me. I don't know. YuppieJ always tends to say that when he pops in. Maybe, yeah. Oh god. Thank you. Whew. That sneeze was intense. Shit. I don't know, maybe YuppieJ saves us from British adventurers. It's your thing, huh? Yeah. Remember ICQ? I do not. Actually, I barely used it. Okay, so I think these are done. Probably, maybe, kind of. Thank you. Having said that, sometimes it's difficult to put down the brush. It's like for some warriors, it's difficult to put down the sword. I find it difficult to put down the brush. Terribly difficult. Yeah, they look pretty cool, don't they? Two happy siblings. So I remembered I didn't paint the skulls on the lagan. I didn't finish those. So let's do that. Where's my rock art flash? Where'd you go? There's this little thing called rock art flash, which I tend to use a lot for bone, but it's good for very unhealthy, sickly looking flesh too. It's not good for healthy looking skin. That's quite all right. Glad you're stopping by. Are you off to play more games? Yeah, this is a totem. Counts as the blood hunter. It's got a pretty big base for the size of the model. But when that happens, you can just make a cool, interesting base, I guess. Oh, have a good time with your son. So I painted these Steel Agent Rad first, and then I washed them with a little bit of thinned down Agrax Earth Shade, and then I'm highlighting them with I'm doing it outside of camera again. Oops, sorry. I'm highlighting with Rock Flesh. I do like the Reaper bone colors. Like that's not Reaper bones, the miniatures, that's Reaper paints. They got some good bone colors too. Like, gotta try it with Reaper. You got Bone Shadow, Aged Bone, and Polished Bone. Just a nice triad of paints. Other than, I guess the Bone Shadow doesn't cover very well. Otherwise, I like them. Chainsaw football, huh? Yeah. Yeah, Malifaux is a little complicated, perhaps. Kind of depends how you get to learn it and how you play. I guess you can simplify, but certainly can feel a little complicated. It's got depth. Yeah, thanks. It was a really fun blend to do. So fun, I made it too colorful and then had to go back and make the queen a little bit more colorful again. Try and balance them out. But next, grabbing some Wraithbone. My cat's running around like crazy playing. Don't know if the mic picks up on that, but stupid army painted brush. Highlighting with Wraithbone. Again from Citadel. I think I only used Citadel paints today, actually. Huh. I don't know, like, yeah, I like Citadel paints, but also really like Reaper. Vallejo paint can be good too. Like, I know Vallejo is very popular, and I like him. It's just when you know a paint brand and you end up keep buying the same paints, I guess. What paints do you prefer? I did buy some more Vallejo paints actually. Bought some Vallejo air paints for my airbrush. It's mostly due to habits. The pots aren't great, no, I agree. The rubber bottles easily clog up too, which is a little annoying. Oh yeah. Yeah, matte finish is nice. I guess I like both. I like the sort of satin finish of Citadel paints, and I like the matte finish of some of the others, like Reaper are matte. I don't like army painted paints much. I just don't think they're very good. I feel they are perhaps a little bit shinier than the Citadel ones. Yeah, it could be nice, actually. Army painted spray. Yeah, I actually ran on about that today with Sandor. Hate army painted sprays. Those nozzles are just terrible a lot of the time. Too often they're terrible. Paperclip helps for sure. So with those done, do we maybe I just work a little bit on this effigy with the time I've got left? Yeah, me neither. Where'd that brush go? There. And maybe we want to use where did that paint go? Hi, Guslado. How are you doing? Oh, that sucks when the tip cracks. It really sucks. Just gonna experiment a little bit with some contrast paints to try and get paint on this little guy quickly and then work with that to improve it later. So these contrast paints are kind of like almost like a wash, but made to cover the whole area. Whereas a wash would mostly go in the recesses. I have not played around with airbrush yet. I've been building miniatures, like got a lot to build. Hopefully I'll try it tomorrow. So going over this with, oops. Coral Grunt to Fur, which is a contrast paint. I think is pretty nice. I got an Iwata. What's it called? Iwata something something. It was one that Miniac recommended. If you know Miniac. A very good YouTuber. This is something that they do as well. This is a little annoying. Like, come on. Need to pry it over there. Yeah, he just seems really nice and it's pretty funny and easygoing. Really like Ninjon too, his buddy. He does some really funny skits and he's a great painter too. Brandon Zardes liked the stream. Thank you, Brandon. That's nice of you. So this is Agor's Dunes, which I'm painting the gold coins with. Oops. And I'm also gonna paint the lion pelt with this. Agitators, something you put in your paint, right? Oh, yeah, okay. That sounds nice. So, Guslata, you're upstreaming from 3, right? Don't have an orange contrast. I'm just gonna brush it up with the agarose and then repaint it later. That is Trime. You'll be streaming. Cool. Trime. Blah, blah, blah. Words. They're difficult. You know. So I just finished the reef dweller, so I brought out this little chap for the remainder of the stream. Oh, nice. Glad you had a good time at the fair. Actually, maybe paint that torch in Gorgrunta fur too. And maybe a little bit of wildwood. So this is some speed painting here. Right before we end the stream, picking out the leather strap in wildwood. I think we're gonna let things dry before painting the skin, probably. Picking out the belt in wildwood too. Well, aren't you a good boy, Waldo? Hi, Wyrd Kyle. Yeah, thanks for all those links. We'll be wrapping up this stream. I just love that line out of context. Not sure how nuts are sized, but the label is 6-32. Yeah, I got to learn about the squonk. And then I used it as an excuse to take a break, saying I needed to feed a squonk. I thought the squonk was a pretty cute little animal. I hope I'll get to meet one someday. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be streaming again. And we'll see what I come up with to paint. Actually, I haven't quite decided. So thanks for keeping me company and being lovely people. I'll see you guys tomorrow, if possible. So yeah, take care, bye, and remember Guslata is on here very soon.
Thank